Hello, hello, hello everybody. Welcome to the next installment of the 8th episode of the Kill 'Em All series. Today we're going to be going over the Seek and Destroy solos, so you don't want to miss out on that. Now this installment poses a very important question. Exactly what tools are we going to be using for seeking and destroying? Could it be a wide area augmentation system assisted by required navigation performance technology developed in the 1990s to guide an aircraft, whether military or commercial, into a static target with ease? Or are we going to stick to what we know? I think the choice is clear. The first three licks of the Seek and Destroy solo alternate between the fast chorus riff and the lick. So let's take a look at the first one. So it didn't take too much time to get through that, now did it? So let's talk about what's going on here. So we start off with a slide into the 15th fret of the B string coming up to the 12th of the E string. We are in an E minor pentatonic scale. Okay, so we do that slide, and then we pop into this series of pull-offs, pick-picks, and pull-offs. So really we're going like this: pull-off from the 15 to the 12 on the E, and then pick-pick from the B to the E. Alternate picking. So really the picking structure is down, down, up. Right? Then you're going to do a double pull-off from 15 and then 17. So you go like this. So there's that double pull from 15 to 17. Then you go and do that whole thing again. And then we're going to do a single pull from the 15th one more time. Then we go back and forth between the 15th and the 12th on the B and E. And end it with a nice strong bend with a lot of vibrato on the 15th fret of the B string. So let's take a look at the picking pattern here. We're going to demystify the quickness. So we start off with pick, pick, pull, pick, pick, pull, 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 pick, pick, pull, 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 pick, 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 and bend at the end. So fast that would be pick, pick, pull, 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 pull. So if you can locate exactly where the pull-offs are, this will be a lot easier for you to figure out. The second lick toys around with a B minor pentatonic idea. Alright, so let's take a look at what's going on there. So you're just starting at the 7th fret of the high E string like this. And then you're doing a pull-off to a pick-pick in that pattern. And then you're doing a double pull on the B string on the 10th and the 7th. Coming down to the G. Alright, now the main thing to know about this, you can learn that pattern pretty easily without me saying much about it, but one thing I will note is that there is an incredible amount of pinch going on. It's very tightly played on the right hand, so you want to keep your thumb sort of touching the string the entire time to give it a pinch harmonic effect. Not played like a pinch harmonic, but played similarly to one. And then at the very end, that bend, you're going to bend it purposefully sharp, because that's what Kirk Hammett does. And with a lot of erratic, obnoxious vibrato as well. Now the third lick in this solo is probably one of the coolest licks that Kirk Hammett has ever played in his entire career. And I'm about to show you why. But first, let's take a look technically at what we're doing. Here it is full speed. Okay, so technically speaking, it's not too difficult to play, although there are a couple of techniques that I want to outline as we go through this. So let's take a look. We're starting with a full step bend on the 17th fret of the high E. Sort of bring it a little bit down, and then you're going to rake on the 15th fret of the G and the B, and then rake up to the 16th fret on the high E string, go chromatically from 16, 15 to 14, 15 to 14 on the B string, then 16 on the G, to 17 on the D, to a nice whole step bend on the 15th fret of the B string, coming back. But when you do the return, bend it sharp, just like that last lick. For some reason he must have had a lot of Wheaties in his cereal, if you know what I'm talking about. So anyway, let's talk about why this is one of my favorite licks in not just Kill 'Em All, but the entire Metallica catalog. It is because of how jazzy it becomes. This is something that, I don't really see that often in, very many of the metal bands at all. So let's theoretically talk about what's happening. So we're bending up from the 17th fret to the 19th. So that's just an A going to a B. There's not too much to say about that. But this sweep, okay, this outlines a B flat 7 triad if you play it by itself. Not by itself, all three of the notes at the same time, dummy. Just like that, it creates a B7 chord. Now obviously the 15th fret rake doesn't take precedence over the melody really. It ends on that 16th fret, but that 16th fret is also odd. Remember when I said we were in E minor pentatonic? Well, an E minor pentatonic looks like this. And the peak is at the 15th fret, and if you're to continue it, it goes to the 17th. Well, we're here in the middle. 16th fret. The fuck is this guy doing? Well, he's hitting the major third, coming down chromatically. He's gracing the minor third in the middle and coming to a major 9. Okay, that's why this sounds so jazzy, and it sounds so cool when you're listening to it, because you don't ordinarily hear modes like this in metal music. That B flat 7 that I was talking about as well is also not common at all, because these notes don't occur naturally at all. Here, I'm going to show you something. I'm going to play an E natural on the bottom, because we're in the key of E, and then I'm going to play this B flat 7 on the top, and you tell me what you think. Leonard Bernstein called. He wants his harmony back. Alright, shut the hell up. So let's get into this next part. So after we're done with that chromatic dissension, we come into the B string on D and C sharp. Now the flat 7 is pretty ordinary. That's the D. But the C sharp is a 6. That's a 13. That's exactly what he's implementing, chord extensions. So we go down to this. That's just the 5th. The 16th fret of the G is just the 5th. But then we hit the minor 3rd, which is pretty daring. after we hit the major third earlier on, let's play the minor third and the major third together as they are in the solo. That's what it sounds like when you play it together. That's the kind of dissonance he's creating by using this very abstract angular pattern to create this, illusion of complexity. Let me play it slow for you. Pretty cool. So the next part of the solo is where the solo section gets a little more solo-y. Now what I mean by that is we're actually continuously playing a string of licks for longer than a couple measures at a time, right? Which is what we were seeing before with those blips and blurbs. Now this lick in particular, we're just going to focus on the really fast chaotic part. And I'll play that for you right now. That's all we're going to play. Okay, so let's take a look at that, because there is rhyme and reason to that major cacophony. So what we're doing is we're starting by sliding up to the 20th fret. Okay? And then we're doing this sort of 22 to 24 ascension. Now, that's your pattern. But you're going to continuously go like this. Maybe go down chromatically at first with that 3-note pattern, and then gradually increase the speed until you get down to this B minor pentatonic lick on the E and the B string. Okay, so that's that whole lick fast. I'm going to attempt to play that slow, even though it's a lot harder to play it slow. Kind of sounds stupid, doesn't it? But that is the crux of it. In a nutshell, that's how you're going to get through this, is by understanding how to play the stupid shit really fast. Okay, so it doesn't stop there. We continue with this other part that goes... That's sort of just this generic blues lick. So you're pulling off from the 10th on the downbeat. 10th fret of the B string on the downbeat, like this, to 7, then 9, 7 on the G, to 9 on the D, so that's the root of the B minor pentatonic. Bend, release, pull, then 9, 7, 9 on the D, back up. Now we're playing around with the minor third there, okay? With this next lick, we revisit an old familiar friend. Alright? Now it's a slightly permutated version, but this lick is played a million times on this album. It's centered around a B minor pentatonic, and we actually start with the low E string on the 5th fret. And we crudely slide to the 7th fret, which is the root note of the B minor pentatonic scale. Then we go up to the A string, 5th fret, slide from the 7th to the 9th, then 7th of the D, pull off from 9 to 7, and quickly grab the 9th fret of the A, and then back up to 7, 9. Just like that. And then we're going to tie up to this, and we take a little bit of a break on the 7th fret of the G string. That's really the only break you get for a little while. Always cherish those pit stops that you can enjoy, right? Grab a Pepsi, grab a Coke, grab a soda, do whatever you need to do. Pit stop right there. That's where the trucks load. And then we're going to go down to the root note. We're going to pick 9, 7, 9 and bend. Continue on with the pattern. That last bend right there is critical, because that's what gives this part of it character. So, just like that. Hit stop. After you finish that last bend of the last section, that little bend with the stop at the end, we slide right into the E minor pentatonic section, where we're going from the 14th fret of the G to the 12th fret of the B. Now when you slide up, you want to do a slight bend on the 14th fret. It's a little extra thing there. Okay, so now we're going into a series of rhythmic bends. So if you can feel where those bend pulses are, and it is a pulse. Okay, those bends each should feel like a knife stabbing you in the fucking head. So if you think about it like that, bend, pick, pull off, pick, bend, pick, pull off, pick. Okay? And you want to do alternate picks in between to make sure that you're getting the right pronunciation. So what I'm doing is, in between the bends, I'm hitting an upstroke. So I'm going down, up, down, 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 up. Down, up, down, up, down, down, up. If you follow that picking selection along with the bends, this part will become a lot more demystified. So now it's time for triplet mania. So if we come down here, I'm going to show you how to do this. So that's the whole lick in totality. Let's break it down a little bit. So what we're doing is we're taking those triplet rhythms, right? And we're pulling off, picking, pulling off, picking, pulling off. So now as we reach the bottom of that scale pattern, it's an E minor pentatonic scale by the way, we are muting those lower notes and then hitting that last low E string 15th fret with a nice open ring, right? So follow those pull-offs and those picks and you'll be fine. The sort of thing continues, alright? So we're starting with an upstroke on this lead in 12th fret of the A string and then pick, pick, up, down, up, pick, up, down, up, pick up, down, up, pick up, down, up. So pick up, down, up, pick up, down, up, pick up, down, right? You get that triplet feel. Until you finally increase the speed to the point where you're able to play it. Alright, so pick up, down, pick up, down, pick up, down, pick. And of course, where you have a break in the picking, you're pulling off. Alright, so pull-offs give you breaks within the picks. If you have bad alternate picking, that could be a really bad habit to get into. And I think Kirk exhibits that sometimes, but we'll forgive him for being a goddamn genius. So we reach the top of that. All we have to do is finish it off. It's the exact same thing we played before. The pull-off, pick, 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 pull-off. We end on the 12th fret. slide all the way down, and the rhythm section takes over. And there we go. That's the entire thing. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Give yourselves a pat on the back. And I'll see you next time.